Hello, everybody. It is me, Briskatuzi, and today we are talking about the Rising of the Shield Hero, Episode 2. Okay, so we had Nafumi take care of the raccoon slave girl named Raftalia. I was actually wondering in my head what to call her. I was thinking like in my head, is it Raftalia? Like I guess I did spell it right in my head, but Raftalia. Now I know how to say it. I like it how he literally found out that she got like the best out of all the other slaves because you saw when he was walking with her after getting her equipment from the blacksmith shop owner that creates weapons and clothing and stuff like that. It's weird how he has clothing in that shop, even though he sells weapons and stuff like that, which is weird. But I guess he just does that on his spare time. And you saw that there was like a bald guy that had like two slave like demi-humans, and he was like hitting them and stuff like that and asked them to do his things. And then you saw how she got the best of the deal because you saw her have a flashback with her parents, and then she's just like noticed that the shield hero treats demi-humans better than the other three heroes, so then she got like the great end of the stick to be paired with this human that will take care of her, feed her because they got lunch together, and then give her medicine. Honestly, the scene in I didn't mean to do this, but I couldn't wait a week. I read the manga, and I read all the way up to the latest chapter, which is chapter 50. And it did spoil me a little bit, but I did binge watch it all last night before this episode aired, so I remember certain things, but I barely remember anything. But one scene in particular was the medicine scene where in the manga, and then it's either he shoved like the medicine into her mouth or he grabbed her face and smushed it into the floor to drink the rest of the medicine, because I think he grabbed her head and did something with the medicine. It's either he like forced it down her throat or he told her to lick off. I think he told her to lick off the ground and then just drink the rest of it, to slurp it all up to help her. I've thought that the slave market guy, I thought that he was gonna have a more sinister role of this series, but since I read the manga, no, he's just a slave market guy. I like that. There's probably other people that might have had that if they were the first time watching this series, but nope, he's just like a slave market guy. That's just a side character, support character to the MC. He'll just supply him with slaves, I guess, if he wants to have one. Because in the opening, you see like a bird girl or like an angel girl with him. So I guess he's gonna like get another slave maybe in the future. I have no idea when she's gonna show up. Probably in episode like 4 or 5, maybe, because like you saw that the raccoon girl becomes an adult. I have no idea when that happens. Maybe that's gonna happen by the end of this episode because I've only watched the first 10 minutes. But other than that, it was just him getting her, showing her around, got her clothed. I think that he's more harsh on her in the manga, and I hope that they show the harsher moments because his character seems a lot more cynical than they show him in this, like even more so. Maybe it's because it's just maybe they just aren't doing his facial expressions correctly. Because he looks angry, but he looks even more pissed off in the manga. They also showed a flashback with her parents, and then you saw how they like pushed her off a cliff, and then I guess they were about to get attacked by a demon. I'm pretty sure that they mentioned it in the first episode. Did they? Did they talk about like evil waves that come and show up, and then they have to like defeat these enemies? So I guess in the past, when the heroes run around, their village got attacked, and then they saved her by pushing her off the cliff. But then they were okay with them. You saw how the shield hero hugged her, showing his nice side, to like hug her and then say that it's okay. I guess he's gonna treat her well. But yeah, those were my overall thoughts for the first 11 minutes of this episode, and I'll be back to review the rest of this in a few seconds. Okay, I am back. One thing I forgot to talk about in the starting of this episode was the opening song. Now, I've been watching the opening song like every single day in preparation to this episode, but I really enjoyed the opening song. The opening song is really cool and very like much as like shows what the series is. But there was one thing that I saw last episode where I saw like a hidden girl like watching like the shield hero getting accused, or it was like during the ceremony of them getting members. But at first when I saw that spy girl, I was like, who is that? And then I read the manga and I was like, it all makes sense now. Like that scene being there wasn't in the manga, but her being there in the animation, it makes sense. It makes sense why that person is there watching them. Like it makes total sense to me. And then like the ending song seemed pretty cool too at the end of the episode, with them just doing like pan shots, sort of walking shots, and then showing them together. The one thing that's weird is that at some point she's going to become older, because the opening you see her go from like a kid to an adult. So at one point she's going to become like an adult. Is there going to be time skips or something? I'm like already forgetting the manga, even though I read it all last night. I forgot if it happened. Was it what I forgot. You saw how she got a ball, like Nafumi got her a ball. Now in I got a comment in my last review that said the shield hero from the first episode, was that a different shield hero if he has a raccoon girl and a ball? Makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. Why would, like, is it like a generations thing where where like all of the previous shield hero, bow heroes, sword heroes, and stuff like that, they all look the same, and they all lead the exact same lives? And then how that he ended up doing using the same trick that he used last episode, where he used his monsters. I think that he has that like trick that he has with the monsters on him. I think that he uses that for a long time. Like, it's funny how he uses that to get in an inn. Then each place that he goes to in the town doesn't like demi-humans. Like when he goes to like to buy lunch, they didn't allow him to do it, but he just went in anyways. He just walked right in and just sat down. To be honest, I didn't even know that demi-human thing was even a thing when I was reading the manga. That's pretty funny how he just disregards everything because he already has a low reputation. What's the point of even trying to make things good when you can just make it even worse? I like that mindset a little bit where he's just like, I should just feed into this. That's one of the reasons why he's been getting, or why he got a slave, probably because he just wants to make his reputation as low as possible. And then you saw them fighting to get levels up, and then you saw how she didn't want to attack a rabbit because she didn't like blood. She liked balloons better, and then Nafumi like forced her to do it. I really like the slave thing where when they say no, they like experience like excruciating pain and there's like electricity everywhere unless they comply. Uh, it's weird how like I found it pretty funny even in the manga how he's just like, the catastrophe is gonna happen again soon, so I'll need you to fight for me. And then she's just like, okay. Like before, she's just like, I don't want to kill this thing. I don't want to kill this thing. And he's just like, the waves are coming. And she's just like, yes, master, I'll do it. They showed them going to a town after they went to the blacksmith because her sword got damaged after killing the rabbit or something, after killing a bunch of balloons. So then it probably degraded, and then she got a new sword. To be honest, with the ball, where does she put the ball? Like there has to be like an inventory system in this because there is like because it did show like in the manga they don't show it because they only show the outside view, but seeing an anime because it's a game style, you see like the HUD and everything. They must have like an inventory system because like where does she put that ball? Like that ball has to. They must be putting that in the inventory system because where else could it go unless they're doing like they are doing the video game thing where they're shoving it up their butt. And then you saw them go to a cave and you saw them mining for ores. To be honest, especially in the manga, it's weird how they only get one or they only show them getting one. They probably got more than one. And then they ended up fighting a giant monster, and then Raphtalia ended up getting like a PTSD flashback to seeing her parents get murdered by like a dog monster with 3 heads, but this monster is with 2. I really liked how Nafumi is able to like upgrade his shield lots. Like there's one like thing that I was wondering is that I'm wondering, can the other heroes do that or can only the shield do that? Because I remember when he adds stuff to it, like he has the rope shield now, he has the air shield. To be honest, the air shield is like the most coolest thing ever. How it isn't like it doesn't just appear on him; he can make it appear farther from him. He can even protect Raphtalia when the dog monster attacked her. He was able to do it from far away, so that seems like a pretty OP shield. How it'd be cool if he was a higher level, if he can do more than one shield. That would be even more OP if he can do more than one shield, more than one air shield at once. And then I wonder if the other heroes could like add things to theirs. Like could they like add multiple bows and stuff like that, multiple swords and multiple spears? Like maybe change their weapons a little bit. That'd be cool if they would be able to do that. If not, that would mean that he's like Nafumi is the only one that can like change his weapon into other weapons, but it said just shields. It's weird how he said that he would make the dog like after they defeated him, they like he fed the dog to a shield. I really want to know what that shield would look like. The way that he defeated the dog was pretty interesting. How he blocked it with like the it's weird how he used the rope shield to block. He could have used a different one. He got bit right in the shoulder. And you see him gushing blood. Like man, his like ability like his shield ability that protects his body with the shield is super OP because he got like chunked and he got bit again and he got bit again. He just kept on getting mushed into his arm. Like man, like if he wasn't the shield hero, he would be like totally dead. He has healing potions now because he keeps on going to that store owner guy. In the manga, when he met the store owner guy didn't know that he was a shield hero until I think after the next episode. Cause after the ending, you saw them all like eating food, and you saw them saying that the next episode is the wave, or maybe like the ending of it will be like a cliffhanger. But I remember that like the only way for him to defeat the dog, going back to there, is that he had to like force the raccoon Raphtalia to like do it, but then she said that she didn't want to. Then he told her to like run away, and then she ended up having like a PTSD flashback to like about her parents leaving, and she didn't want her new shield owner to leave, so then she ended up forcing herself to kill it and then stab it, and then she did. She stabbed it in the head once, then stabbed it again, then stabbed it in the heart. It's really weird how it only has one heart, which makes sense, I guess. It's one of those scenes where like even when I'm watching, I'm just like, just do it, just do it, just listen to him and just do it. You literally said that you would do it a few minutes ago with the rabbit, but as soon as when you have like your PTSD flashbacks, you can't do it. But I guess it makes sense. But it's one of those scenes where you're rooting for her to do it because she's taking too long, and then the hero's gonna die. Other than that, he like hugged her. She hugged him. Raftalia hugged him, and then they just rested in the cave. Then they ate a feast at the end of the episode. I wonder, like, it's really weird how when he grabbed like the burger thing, like where like there's a flag on it, how he did like a Japan symbol where he has like the white with the red with his red blood dot. That was pretty cool how they did that. Throwback to the Japanese flag. Other than that, the episode ended. In the next episode, the wave is gonna come. I wonder how he's going to go up against a bunch of monsters. I guess. I hope that there isn't more dog monsters, or else Raftalia is gonna have a hard time. But yeah, those were my thoughts about this episode. It was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed the second episode of this anime. It seems pretty cool. And even though that I've went ahead, I'm losing my memories of the episode. I only know certain events that happen, and I have lots of theories and lots of ideas for stuff. And I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. So yeah, those are my thoughts. If you enjoyed this review, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy this at all, leave a dislike. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video next week. And yeah, bye.